Hey friends, it's Miss Ashley here. I'm here to talk about one of the bingo activities, which is editing sentences. So when we edit sentences, it's asking us to be a language detective, and we're looking for all of the mistakes and errors to fix. We want to make sure our writing is grammatically correct, which means it has correct punctuation, correct capitalization. It makes sense when we're listening to what the words are, and also it has punctuation. So I have some examples we're going to do together. And today when we do these examples, you're going to have a chance to pause the video if you would like to try to find the errors and fix them on your own before you hear me go over the answers. So as you can see here, it says, ready to be a detective? Let's edit sentences. You're going to use the steps, COPS, to find and fix all the errors in the sentences. COPS stands for C, capitalization. We know that there's certain rules for capitalizing. We always capitalize the first letter of a sentence, and we capitalize proper nouns. O, organization. Organization not only has to do with words being in the right spot, but the correct tense of verbs or the correct usage of language so that it sounds in our ears the way it's supposed to sound. P is punctuation. Maybe we have some commas that need to be in the middle of a sentence. Maybe we have a colon we need to use because we're listing out items. Or maybe it's at the end of a sentence where we put a period, question mark, or exclamation point. And lastly, spelling. Sometimes homophones will be a little tricky because the word sounds the correct way, but is spelled differently. Or sometimes we're using our own creative, inventive spelling, and we need to do proper spelling. So let's look at sentence number 1. And you can hear the chicks in the background. They're very loud. They love editing sentences. Don't give away any answers, chicks. All right, number 1 says, do you want to build a snowman? Yes, that is out of Frozen, one of my favorite movies. But if you look at the sentence, there are a lot of mistakes. What I'm going to do is give you a chance to pause the video now and see if you can figure out what needs to be fixed. If you don't want to pause the video, just go ahead and stay with me because I'm going to show you the corrections now. As I look, I notice that it has a D at the beginning of the sentence that is not capitalized. So I know that this D needs to be capitalized when I rewrite my sentence. Do you, whoa, you does not look like it is spelled correctly. In fact, it sounds like you, but I know that you is supposed to look like the U down here, which is Y-O-U. So I'm going to highlight this for myself so I remember to correct it. Do you want to build? Build sounds right, but that is not the right spelling of build. A snowman. Oh my goodness, there's no punctuation at the end. So I'm going to highlight the last letter so it reminds me to do punctuation. For number 1, I'm going to the bottom. I'm going to write it correctly. So I am going to write it with a capital D. U is going to be Y-O-U. Want to build. Build doesn't really look the same when you add the UI because it becomes a sight word and it doesn't follow the rules. It's a rule breaker. A, snow, man, punctuation. Period means I'm telling you something. It's a declarative statement. Exclamation means I'm telling you something and I'm very excited. Question is I'm asking a question. Do you want to build a snowman? That is definitely a question. All right, let's go up to number 2. Can you meet me at the park later today? All right, now is the time to pause the video if you want to try to fix this on your own and then unpause when you're ready. If you're sticking with me, let's get to it. We always know the first letter is going to be capitalized in a sentence, so I'm going to mark that. Can you meet? Whoa, wait a minute, meat? I know this is meat, but this is the kind of meat that many people eat that comes from an animal. So this is not the right meat because in this sentence, meeting you at a park means you're getting together. So can you meet me at the park? Ooh, park is not following spelling rules here. I know that CK only goes at the end of a short vowel, short word, and R is not a short vowel sound. So that will be spelled differently. Later today. No punctuation. So I'm going to highlight my Y just to remind myself to do punctuation and let me do the correction. Capital C for can. You, now there's another meet and it has a double E. This is the coming together. Can you meet me at the park with a K? If I wasn't sure and I did a C, I could stop and look at it and say, does that look right? But I know from reading that word that it doesn't really look right. I also can think about rhyming words. Park, bark. Maybe I can remember how to spell bark and that helps me with park. Later today, this is a question. Can you meet me at the park later today? So I'm putting a question mark. All right, let's go to number 3. Jeremy and Allison has been my bestest friends since 2nd grade. Well, that's really nice, but there are a lot of mistakes in this sentence. So if you're gonna pause, go ahead and pause the video and see if you can find all the errors and then unpause when you're ready. If not, if you're sticking with me, let's get to it. Now, here's an interesting thing about Jeremy. There are actually 2 reasons why Jeremy needs to be capitalized. Yes, it's the beginning of a sentence, but also Jeremy is a proper noun. It's the name of a particular person. And we capitalize all proper nouns. Well, if this is true, then there's another proper noun in this sentence, which is Allison. Kind of like Miss Allison. We need to capitalize the A in Allison. So we have Jeremy and Allison has been. Well, maybe Allison has been a friend, Jeremy has been a friend, but when it's both of them together, the plural would be have been. Jeremy and Allison have been my bestest. Bestest? Wait a minute. Some of you may say bestest, but that is not proper. Jeremy and Allison have been my best friends. That's going to be a correction. Friends. Friends. Whoa, that is going to be a spelling change. Since 2nd grade, no punctuation, so I'm going to highlight the end of that sentence. All right, wow, this one has a lot of errors to fix. So let's get started down here. Capital J for Jeremy. Capital A for Allison. And we're changing has to have. Been my, and instead of saying bestest, we're going to say best friends. My trick with remembering how to spell the word friend is that I love to see my friends on Friday. I know that's kind of silly to think about, but Friday starts with F-R-I. Friday is at the end of the week, E-N-D. Fry, end, friend, and it's at Friday, the end of the week. That was just the spelling trick that a teacher taught me when I think I was in about 2nd grade, and I have remembered it ever since. So I always spell friend, fry end. Jeremy and Allison have been my best friends since 2nd grade. Now, I had 2 questions, but this does not sound like I'm asking a question, and I might be excited about having friends, but it's not like, Jeremy and Allison have been my best friends since 2nd grade. No, so I'm putting a period. All right, last one. One of my favorite movies is Toy Story 4. This would be where you would pause and see if you can fix this on your own. So pause if you want, or you can stick with me and we're gonna see how many errors we can find. All right, we always know we capitalize the beginning of the sentence. We're looking for punctuation and spelling. One of my favorite, whoa. This is gonna be a spelling change. Favorite is not spelled that way. And movies is not spelled that way. One of my favorite movies is Toy Story 4. I know I need punctuation at the end. There's something about Toy Story 4 that's pretty special. It's not just the name of every movie, it's like a particular movie. So that would be a proper noun, which means that toy and story are going to be capitalized. So the T in toy and the S in story are both going to be capitalized. So let's rewrite it down here. We have capital O for one. Of my favorite is favorite. Favorite. One of my favorite movies. One of my favorite movies is capital T for toy, capital S for story, 4. And in this case, I'm putting a period. I know some of you may debate me and you may say you want an exclamation point because you're so excited to tell people your favorite movie. You're able to do that if you want. So this shows you how to edit sentences, and it can get as difficult as you want it to be and as simplified as you want it to be. So maybe you're starting out just remembering to put a capital letter at the beginning of a sentence, punctuation at the end, and check for spelling. Maybe you're looking for proper nouns to capitalize. Maybe you're looking for titles, which are also proper nouns to capitalize. The title of a street. Maybe it's the name of a movie, of a book, of a show that you watch. People's names are capitalized. Maybe you're also looking at adding other types of punctuation, like colons and commas and apostrophes. So wherever you are is okay. And actually, it's a really good habit to get into because as writers, we all need someone to go through our writing and help us find and fix all of those errors. So what better way to do it than to become a language detective yourself? Have fun, and I will see you later. Bye.